Please subscribe.
Drivers in the market for another SUV face an overwhelming number of choices. Regardless of whether you're looking for a bigger model, one with 3 lines of seats, there's as yet a shame of wealth out there. The South Koreans are going ahead solid in this section with the new Kia Telluride and Hyundai Palisade. Portage is handling a fresh out-of-the-box new, backdrive Explorer. Honda's Pilot is as flexible as ever, the Volkswagen Atlas offers heaps of inside room, there's the crisp Subaru Ascent and a maturing Nissan Pathfinder. Chevy keeps on selling its Traverse and there's even the smooth Mazda CX-9. Obviously, you'd be astute to think about the Toyota Highlander, one of this blossoming section's pioneers. Completely revised for 2020, the Highlander is somewhat bigger and much progressively premium, while including heaps of new innovation and enveloping everything by new bodywork. Toyota didn't toss the famous infant out with the bathwater on this go-around. The new Highlander looks rather like the model it's supplanting, with a huge grille and other recognizable structures on the body. In spite of keeping a similar general look and extents, architects still attempted to make this vehicle progressively advanced and, might I venture to state, exquisite. For 2020, this 3-push utility will be offered in 5 trim levels: L, La, XLE, Limited and Platinum. The fuel-tasting crossbreed model is on the menu once more, accessible in every one of those evaluations spare the most fundamental one. What's more, as for all intents and purposes each upgraded vehicle, the new Highlander has developed. It's 2 inches and change longer than previously, the wheelbase has been expanded marginally, and it's a small amount of an inch more extensive. Encouraging these builds, it rides on a variation of Toyota's TNGA stage, which is quickly spreading all through the automaker's lineup, supporting everything from the Prius crossbreed to the Camry to this enormous, 3-push family hauler. That humble body stretch gives the Highlander somewhat more inside space than previously. There's 16 cubic feet behind the backmost seats and 48.4 when those backrests are collapsed level. Drop the subsequent column and the all-out develops to more than 84 cubic feet. That is a modest piece more than the active Highlander and current Pilot offer, however a couple of solid shapes not as much as what the new Explorer gives. For most extreme vastness, you'll likely need a Volkswagen Atlas, it's by a wide margin the roomiest of these contenders. On the off chance that pulling people rather than cargo is a need, the 2020 Highlander can situate either 7 or 8 individuals relying upon whether it's outfitted with a second push seat or chief seats. A large portion of its lodging are reasonably indulging. Regardless of whether you're sitting in the frontmost containers or involving a spot one line back, solace ought not be an issue in this Toyota. In any case, the third line, as in about each contending model, is a piece unreasonably tight for grown-ups, with a base pad that is essentially on the floor. This position puts your knees generally at jaw level, which isn't happy for anything longer than an excursion around the square. Obviously, children ought to have no issues sitting in the manor back, so save this space for them. Different pieces of the new Highlander's lodge are all around done. The inside is wonderfully constructed and involved generally of very good quality materials, particularly in upper trim levels. It's a more pleasant spot to invest energy in than the Atlas, Explorer or Pilot. The Palisade and Telluride may be somewhat better, to my psyche. Delicate calfskin and plastics flourish, however the dashboard format is curiously hilter-kilter, which maybe isn't strange for Toyota. This automaker will in general produce some quite out there inside structures. With regards to innovation, there's a veritable cornucopia of stuff in the 2020 Highlander. Keeping everybody agreeable, 3-zone atmosphere control is standard over the range. La models and higher get vulnerable side observing with back cross traffic alert at no additional expense. Venturing up the stepping stool, Limited and Platinum renditions include a 1,200-watt, 11-speaker JBL sound framework. A 12.3-inch infotainment show with coordinated route is likewise remembered for the Platinum grade, however it's discretionary on Limited models. Drivers picking lesser renditions of the Highlander should live with a littler, 8-inch screen. Keeping pace with rivals on the innovation front, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa similarity, Waze incorporation and Wi-Fi are for the most part standard. Sadly, so is a befuddling and to some degree torpid infotainment framework. For quite a long time, Toyota's contributions in this office have been reliably frustrating, however at any rate nowadays you can simply plug your cell phone in and utilize a framework that is a lot snappier and simpler to make sense of. Normally, the Platinum model tried here highlights a 12.3-inch touchscreen. It's mounted high on the dashboard so it's sensibly simple to reach. In addition, there are liberally estimated Physical atmosphere controls between the thick volume and tuning handles. Between the base of the showcase and this line of switches is an odd lineup of littler catches, including home, menu, audio, and map. Oddly, they're a lot littler and sketched out in silver trim. The entire course of action resembles an untimely idea. Giving an invite air pocket of security, Toyota's Safety Sense 2.0 tech is standard on all adaptations of the new Highlander. This suite of treats incorporates things like programmed high pillars, versatile voyage control, street sign acknowledgement, path takeoff alert with guiding help and substantially more. Driven head and tail lights, an 8-way control movable driver's seat and keyless section are likewise included at no additional expense. However, a lot of very good quality treats are additionally accessible, contingent upon which model you choose. Ascent's hands control liftgate, second push sunshades, downpour detecting wipers, a head-up show and wheels spreading over up to 20 inches are all on the menu. Two powertrains are offered in the 2020 Toyota Highlander. The base, 4-chamber motor that was offered in passage level form a year ago has been given the old push. This implies all models are controlled by a 3.5-liter, gas-consuming V6 coordinated to an 8-speed program gearbox. With port and direct fuel infusion, this combo conveys 295 strength and 263 pound-feet of torque, precisely equivalent to previously. Luckily, these are flawlessly aggressive figures, giving the Highlander all that could possibly be needed power to keep pace with significant opponents. However, the Explorer's motor lineup is considerably more solid, presenting to 400 horses in the Dragster ST model. With respect to the crossover variant of this Toyota, its powertrain is secured by a 2.5-liter 4-chamber motor, one that is increased by a couple of electric engines. Out and out, this framework conveys 243 pole. New for the 2020 model year, Highlander hybrids would now be able to be had with either front or all-wheel drive. Previously, these models solely included 4-corner footing. With regards to proficiency, front-drive models with the V6 motor ought to be appraised at 21 miles for every gallon in city driving, 29 on the thruway and 24 miles per gallon joined. Normally, all-wheel drive corrupts those scores somewhat, dropping them to 20, 27 and 23 miles per gallon, separately. Concerning the half-breed, it's truly frugal. Front-drive models should return 36 miles per gallon around town, 35 on the thruway and 36 consolidated. All-wheel drive drops those scores to 35 miles per gallon in all cases, which is damn productive, particularly for a vehicle of this size. The drive. The Highlander is a truly clean vehicle, something you notice for all intents and purposes from the minute you fire it up. In progress, it's smooth, strong and peaceful, with Lexus levels of refinement. Not very ratty. Toyota, not very pitiful. That 3.5-liter V6 motor is smooth and quieted, giving a lot of push. Its 8-speed move accomplice is, generally, ready to oblige the driver too. Increasing speed is more than satisfactory, however it's maybe not exactly as solid as it ought to be given that the Highlander has almost 300 horses in its stable. Beside the standard rendition, I likewise got a touch of time in the driver's seat of a Highlander hybrid. It's marginally less vivacious than adaptations fitted with the V6, yet its general execution is still impeccably fine. On the off chance that you can live with this slight advance back and a touch of 4-chamber drone on occasion, this could be the best approach. The mileage it gives is totally dumbfounding. Expanding adaptability, 6-chamber Highlanders can likewise be fitted with a towing bundle. In addition to other things, this incorporates a hardcore radiator with a motor oil cooler and better fan execution. It enables the vehicle to haul as much as 5,000 pounds. It increases present expectations, however, is it top tier? This machine ought to be accessible at vendors at the present time, thus, in case you're intrigued, you ought to experience no difficulty looking at one face to face. Base cost for a front-wheel drive L model with the V6 motor is $35,720. The range-beating Platinum variant tried in this audit looked at about $50,345. Both of those costs incorporate $1,120 in conveyance expenses, and if the half-breed lighten your day vessel, there's an unassuming $1,400 value premium to get one of those. Fuel-electric renditions are scheduled to go on special ahead of schedule 1 year from now. The 2020 Highlander is a fine 3-push hybrid. I don't know whether I like it more than State, a Pilot or Palisade, yet when you consider long-haul unwavering quality and resale esteem, things Toyota shows improvement over pretty much some other automaker, it's anything but difficult to suggest.